Hello YouTube! Today in the Nutty Librarian, I'm bringing you a jewel-toned book haul. Recently, a bunch of my friends and I, we got together and we did a book swap. So basically, you clean out your shelves, whatever you're getting rid of, you bring to the book swap, everybody gets first dibs. So you get like a bunch of new cool books for free, and then whatever's left over we donate. So it is kind of a cool thing. I recommend doing it if you have other bookish friends in your area. Trade books. So all the books in this video I got for free at this book swap, and I'm really excited about it. And then I was like stacking them up and like looking at what I got, and I realized they're all like the same colors. Basically they're all jewel toned. I got all of these jewel toned books at this book swap, and I didn't realize it until I got home, and I'm like, oh, this is like an interesting color story. Let's do a book haul. So hey, jewel toned books. First up, I have the UK edition of The Hate U Give, and it has this like fuchsia kind of jewel toned spine, and I was like, ooh, UK, yes! I do love UK editions. I get very excited when I find them because I never go out of my way to buy them, but when I find them, they're special. So I saw this and I was like, I don't have the UK edition, yay! So I grabbed it and now it's mine. I did really enjoy The Hate U Give. I feel like it's very poignant and it's special. It has that like je ne sais quoi that makes it stick with you. So I did really enjoy it. I think it's important to read because it says a lot in its story, and I thought it was very interesting and I enjoyed it. And now I have the UK edition, which is also really pretty and hot pink. Another jewel-toned book was My Lady Jane, and this is by 3 people, I believe. Oh my. Cynthia, Hamm, Brodi, Ashton, and Jodi Meadows. I don't know how 3 people wrote a book. I guess they all wrote it together somehow. It's about Lady Jane Grey, and and it's supposed to, I don't know, the way it's written in the blurb, it makes it sound like, ooh, look at this contemporary teen rom-com. But no, it's like historical, but I think they're writing it in a way that makes it seem like it's like modern somehow. I don't really know how this works, but like I had heard of the book before and I remember it sounded interesting, and I'm like, oh well, for free I'm picking this up. And I mean, the back, it just looks silly. I don't understand it. It says the comical, fantastical, romantical, entirely but not really true story of Lady Jane Grey. Lady Jane Grey, 16, is about to be married to a total stranger and caught up in an insidious plot to rob her cousin, King Edward, of his throne. But that's the least of Jane's problems. She's about to become the Queen of England. Like that could go wrong. What is this? I am very confused right now, but like intrigued. I feel like it's a modern day teen rom-com, but set in like Lady Jane's time period. I don't understand how this is working in like medieval England and the modern day, but it's gonna work somehow. I don't know. I don't understand, but I'm intrigued. Like I want to know more. I managed to grab myself a copy of The Tesla Legacy by Perez, and I had heard about this and I don't really know what it's about, but I was like, ooh, Tesla. I love Nikola Tesla. He's like a weird thing that I'm like, I've researched too much. Like, I don't know why I was so into Nikola Tesla for so long, but like I did like too much research on him to make everyone in the room uncomfortable. Like that's how much research I did. It's about Lucy, and then she's in this hotel room and she's like, ah, shocks. And then she learns she can control electricity. And it is a genetic mutation, and there's different factions who are after her now. Like one faction's like, hey, let us help you. And the other one's like, bitch, we want you dead. And apparently people with this genetic mutation, including Nikola Tesla, don't have good lives because it makes you go crazy. So what's a girl gonna do? But as a girl who can control electricity, and there's Tesla, and I don't know, I'm very fascinated by it. I don't know, for free it's definitely worth picking up. I'm intrigued just because it has Tesla in the title, and like I said, I'm kind of a Tesla nerd, so I definitely want to read it. I know, it doesn't look good, but I want to read it. I also got Bride of the Sea by Emma Hamm, and honestly, I didn't read anything on the back of this book. I saw this cover and said, give me it. It's gorgeous. That is a freaking beautiful cover. I did not do any more research. I was like, mine, gimme. So let's do the research now. This is a Little Mermaid retelling. Once upon a time, Circe dreams of land. Her father has other plans. He intends to marry her off as soon as possible. When a ship sinks near her home, she carries the only surviving sailor to a fairy-blessed isle and plans her escape. Who better to help her than a man with few scruples and little cares in the world? Meadows dreams of the sea. He spent every coin in his pockets to get back on a ship, but never expected the vessel to sink. When a Meadows saves him, he realizes the chance meeting is an opportunity. She could make him rich and become his good luck charm, so the legends say. Now he just needs to get off the isle she's trapped him on. They intend to use each other, but find their souls drawn together bit by bit. Can either leave the isle and the sea without losing their hearts in the bargain? I don't even know. I don't care. It's got a pretty cover. Like, that's how I feel about it. And also, like, hey, look, they did some decorative touches. So stylistically, this is gorgeous. It's Little Mermaid. And I don't read a lot of Little Mermaid retellings. There's a lot of other retellings, but not Little Mermaid a lot. Well, at least not ones I've read. So, hey, pretty cover, Little Mermaid retelling. I feel like this might actually be more of an adult story, so there might be smut? I don't know. I've never even heard of this book before. So let me know in a comment, actually. Have you read this book? Have you heard of it? Is it adult? Is it smutty? Let me know. Holy potatoes, I have been wanting this book so much. So this is Kill the Queen by Jennifer Estep. And this is a series that came out and I was like, ooh, that looks good. I don't remember if this is the first or the second book of this series, but it's in the series. Oh, it's the first book. Okay, I read the blurb because I never read blurbs before I do these videos. I should, but I don't. And it says, the thrilling first novel in the Crown of Shards epic fantasy series combines magic, murder, and adventure when an unlikely member of the royal family suddenly becomes contender in a clash for the crown. So it's fantasy, it's Jennifer Estep, it is adult fantasy, so perhaps it could be urban fantasy, but I feel like this is like regular fantasy, but she's also wearing leather pants and boots, so it might be urban fantasy. I'm not really sure what genre this is, but I know it's definitely fantasy. Yeah, it's about like you know, trying to gain control of the throne. People are getting assassinated. It's a messed up royal family, and then you have this like one girl, Lady Everly, who is like 17th in line for the throne. She's not making eyes at this throne. She's like, whatever. And then all of a sudden, like, everyone in front of her's dead. So she's like, well, shit. So, weird shit's gonna happen. And this is a book I've seen a lot, and I was like, oh, I really want to read that. And I kept seeing it around, and then it came into my life at this book swap. So excited. Another book that I had heard of and always, like, kind of thought about picking up, but didn't have the book that came into my life is Blood Rose Rebellion by Rosalyn Eves. And I don't know, I was always really fascinated by the concept of it. It's like a magical England, basically. I guess a nobility, these families all have magical powers, and then there's this one girl who like doesn't got powers, and they're all like embarrassed of her. They're like, here, go to Hungary, and she's like, I don't want to go to Hungary, and they're like, you're going to Hungary. So she ends up in Hungary, and then there's like revolution happening, and like there's Romani in it. And I don't really know a lot more, but I knew that because I remember hearing there's Romani in this, and that was very intriguing to me because I don't read a lot of books with them in it. So I saw it at the book swap, and I was like, it's meant to be. So I picked it up. And I don't know. It's definitely something that intrigues me. I have heard good things about it, so I definitely do want to read it. And hey, got it for free. I got a copy of Song of the Current by Sarah Tolcser. I actually have zero idea what this is about, besides I saw the cover, it had glitter, and I thought it was pretty, so I was like, mine, gimme. It's got glitter! I know, I'm an adult, but like, I love glitter. Every time I see it, I get excited. I'm just gonna read the blurb because I have no idea what this is about. The god in the river speaks to us in the language of small things. Caroline Orestia is destined for the river. For generations, her family has been called by the river god, who has guided their wherries and countless voyages throughout the riverlands. At 17, Caro has spent years listening to the water, ready to meet her fate. But the river god hasn't spoken her name yet, and if he hasn't by now, there's a chance he never will. Caro decides to take her future into her own hands when her father is arrested for refusing to transport a mysterious crate. By agreeing to deliver it in exchange for his release, Caro finds herself caught in a web of politics and lies, with dangerous pirates after the cargo, an arrogant courier with a secret, and without the river god to help her. So, with much at stake, Caro must choose between the life she's always wanted and the one she never could have imagined for herself. And this is a debut, so it's like river gods and like kind of pirates again. Every time I hear about pirates, I get kind of very excited about pirates. So, I don't know. It sounds really cool, actually. I'm kind of excited. I just saw glitter and then got excited and I was bamboozled by glitter. And then I was like, all right, tell me more. River gods, I'm into it. So, super cool find. Once again, glitter has saved the day. So, yes. I also got a copy of Nemesis by Anna Banks. I heard about this several years ago. I remember it was very like hypey and it was getting promoted a lot. I don't really remember who. I think probably maybe Fierce Reads or Epic Reads or someone. Someone was promoting the shit out of this book a few years ago. And I always saw it and I was like, ooh, I should read that. And then I never did. And then I was like, oh, book swap time. I got a copy. Okay, so it's YA fantasy. It's about a princess who makes this stuff that provides like energy for people, like I guess like electricity energy, and then her dad's like, ooh, you know that stuff you make? I'm gonna make weapons out of it. And she's like, no, thank you. And so she runs away, and then she gets captured in this other kingdom, and she's like, okay, you're a servant now. Here's the king, you serve him. And she's like, ah, shit. And then she and the king become friends and possibly fall in love. I don't know. I don't know, it was really hypey for so many years, and I'm like, part of me wants to read it. It does seem like generic YA fantasy, but probably gonna read it eventually. Like, it has been hyped enough that like I always remember it, and the cover's very striking, so I do want to read it. I've seen it a lot. It came into my life at the right point, I guess. The last book I picked up in this haul was Daughter of the Burning City by Amanda Foody, and I have been wanting to read this. I remember this was going around through like subscription boxes, I think last year, and I kept seeing it and I was like, oh, I should have got that. It looks really good. I think it is about this girl who creates like illusions, and then the illusions are kind of real and corporeal and stuff, and then one of them gets killed. So it's kind of like a murder mystery. And it's also carnival-esque because I think she is in a traveling carnival and there's illusions and like murder mysteries, and I feel like it's kind of Caraval-esque, but not, because I think it's going to be a very different story. But I had seen this going around for so long and I was like, ooh, I want to read that, and I finally got a copy, so yes. And it's one of those ones from like book subscription boxes because they actually left the ticket in it by accident. It doesn't say whose box it is from, but hey, signed book plate, so that's nice. Thank you, friend. I don't know which friend I got this from. We just put them all in a pile and like had at it. Alright, so look at all these jewel tone books. All of them are kind of jewel toned. I am so happy I have so many bookish friends and we all trade books. It was an excellent bookish party. I know I asked a question earlier for the comments down below, but since I geeked out on Tesla a bit, hey, what's something that's super weird that you know too much about? Let me know in a comment down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!